Hello everybody and welcome to my presentation, which has the title Towards an Evidence-Based Practice, Development of an ICF-Based Evaluation and Documentation Tool for Equine-Assisted Therapy. My name is Isabel Stolz. I'm a researcher at the Research Institute for Inclusion Through Physical Activity and Sport, which is an affiliated institute of the German Sport University in Cologne. Today I have the pleasure to present you our current study with the name PET Study for Horse Evaluation and Documentation. I will share my slides with you to give you a short impression of what we are conducting in our current study and how we are doing this. First of all, I want to talk about the background of the study, which brought us to the idea of the study. After that, I want to give you a short impression about the study aims and targets, as well as the used scientific methods of the study. After that, I want to present first results, followed by a short discussion. The background of the study was that in recent years, the evaluation and documentation of equine-assisted therapy has become increasingly professionalized. We had several international studies with different target groups that have shown positive effects for the hippotherapy and other therapy forms as well. We also had randomized controlled trials in equine-assisted therapy. But still, the current study situation includes small sample sizes, short treatment periods, and non-comparable study designs. So we thought a systematization of therapy documentation and conduction of therapy effects using the ICF classification system could contribute to the evaluability and scientific foundation of the measure on a common international language. The perspective of the study was therefore to be able to investigate and to compare therapy-related effect factors and therapy progress on the basis of appropriate sample sizes. Therefore, the objective of this study was to develop a modularized survey and documentation tool for the assessment of equine-assisted therapy. The study was planned for 2 years with a 2-year duration starting in September 2019. The study will be finished in August 21. The study includes 2 practical study phases. The first was conducted at the beginning of this year. It was from the January 2020 till the month June 2020. And the second practical part is being conducted right now. The period of the practical phase 2 started in August 20 and will be finished in March 21. The study is funded by 3 foundations, which are the Imhoff Foundation, the Kempken Foundation, and the Marga and Walter Boll Foundation, which each financed 18.87% of the total amount of this study. The study was conducted at 6 centers for equine-assisted therapy in Germany. The 6 locations were the Horse Sport and Horse Riding Therapy Center in Frechen by Gold-Kremer Foundation, the Horse Sport and Therapy Center of Imhoff Foundation in Cologne, the Center for Therapeutic Horse Riding in Johannesberg from Willy Drache Foundation, the Curative Education Vaulting and Riding Culture Active in Dortmund, the Tabaluga Child and Youth Welfare Service in Tutzing in South Germany, and the Trapp e.V. Therapeutic Riding at Lake Constance, also in the south of Germany. These were the practical locations of the study for practice phase 1. Before we started with the practical phases, we had a conceptual study part. And in this conceptual study part, at the beginning of the study, we executed 5 semi-structured focus groups with experts from the different fields of therapeutic horse riding. These experts had group discussions about aims and sphere of influence of therapies, and also about observed therapy effect factors. And these focus group discussions were analyzed via a qualitative evaluation based on the content structuring content analysis by Cookards with the programs F4 and Max QDA. When the qualitative evaluation was conducted, the qualitative results were linked to the ICF classification system according to the linking rules after Caesar et al. 2 independent evaluators made the ICF linking of the qualitative results of the first conceptual study part. And when the linking to the ICF was done, a first ICF-based item construction was done, capturing motor and psychosocial aspects of equine-assisted therapy. And these items were the first draft of items for the pilot tool. And when we had this first draft of items, we had a 2-stage item selection by the construct-oriented association procedure using expert ratings. Thus, we asked the experts from the conceptual study part to reduce each 20 items of the first item draft in regard to least relevant items. And on this way, we had a reduction of the pilot tool, which has been field tested in the practice phase 1 in the reduced pilot tool form, which was reduced by the experts from the focus groups. In the practical study phase 1, the tool was tested at 6 locations, the locations I just presented, and on a sample of in total 116 participants. The statistical procedure performed was an explorative factor analysis of the global model, and construct validity and also reliability were examined via the item and scale analysis. Of course, written informed consent was obtained by all participants, also by the experts participating in the focus groups, and also by the involved therapists and clients. The survey was conducted via the online survey tool QuestSpec Unipark. First results indicate that the global model has 3 scales, which explain 78% of the total variance of the global model, which is very good. We have 3 scales which could be found through the explorative factor analysis, and these are the motor functioning scale, which is the first scale, the psychosocial functioning scale, which is the second scale of the instrument, and the mental functioning scale, which is the third scale of the instrument. Also, the reliabilities were in excellent ranges. They were all in ranges between 90 and 96. An example item for the global model would be the person or child is able to realistically assess his or her own abilities. The results of the statistical analysis of the global model seems to be show that the global model seems to be valid in its prefactor structure. It's characterized by a high degree of reliability in all subscales and also in the global scale. Also, practical usage at the centers for equine-assisted therapy proved itself to be economical. It was easily to be applicable sorry, at the centers, and proved itself to be economical, as I just said. And The survey tool should be seen as a first step of a systematic therapy evaluation and documentation in the common language of the ICF. The practical study phase 2 is currently being conducted, as I just said in the study part. The practical study phase 2 involves 24 locations in Germany, which are testing the assessment tool over 15 evaluation weeks right now. The revised global module and also the submodules are tested in practice on the basis of larger sample sizes in this practical study phase. After that, they are to be analyzed via confirmatory factor analysis. Further directions are that subsequently, after the practical study phase 2, the scientific quality criteria as validity, reliability, and objectivity will be examined after the practical study phase 2, starting in April 21 till August 21. Also, further reliability tests are to be conducted. These will be the retest reliability and also the inter-rater reliability, which both are to be tested on subsamples using videography. The results of the practical phase are expected in spring 21. When the tool is tested in this evaluation phase, it will subsequently be prepared for the use as a standardized survey app. So it should be practical. It should be a practical tool for therapists in German-speaking countries next year. A translation and international testing of the German language tool is also intended. That was everything I could tell you about the current status of our study. Thank you very much. And if you have any questions, please get back to me. Thank you.